Merchant cash advance lead generation is changing rapidly in 2026. Competition is increasing, acquisition costs are rising, and many funding companies are discovering that buying more leads alone does not solve scaling problems. The companies consistently winning in the MCA space are building systems around lead types, scripting, deliverability, follow-up, and process. This video breaks down how successful MCA shops are using data leads, aged leads, UCC data, and real-time applications to generate more approvals, stronger ROI, and predictable deal flow. MCA leads are businesses actively seeking funding or businesses that have shown prior interest in funding. Most merchants are looking for working capital, cash flow support, inventory financing, or short-term business funding. Some are under pressure from payroll, seasonality, inventory shortages, or operational slowdowns. Others are looking to refinance existing positions or stack additional capital. Understanding where the merchant is in the funding journey matters because each lead type requires a different sales approach and different scripting. There are 5 primary MCA lead categories in today's market. First are data leads, which are raw business owner records used for outbound campaigns. Second are age leads, which are prior funding inquiries. Third are UCC leads, which come from businesses that have already secured funding. Fourth are real-time applications, which are fresh funding requests with immediate intent. Fifth are live transfers and inbound calls, where merchants are connected directly to funding companies in real time. Each lead type serves a different operational purpose. Most MCA companies fail because they rely too heavily on one lead source. Some overpay for expensive real-time applications and cannot scale profitably. Others buy only cheap data and struggle with low conversion. Some shops focus entirely on volume but ignore scripting, follow-up, and deliverability. In 2026, the market is too competitive for that. Winning shops understand that lead generation is not just about leads. It is about building a complete acquisition system. Data leads remain the backbone of MCA outbound marketing. These are cold business owner records that funding companies use for dialing, SMS campaigns, and email outreach. The advantage of data leads is scale and targeting. Shops can target specific industries, business sizes, revenue ranges, or geographic regions. The downside is lower intent. The merchant did not actively request funding today, so the sales team must create interest through strong scripting and disciplined outreach. Age leads continue to be one of the most scalable lead sources in the MCA industry. These are merchants who previously applied for funding. They already understand the funding product, and many still need capital later. The major advantage is cost efficiency and volume. Shops can buy aged leads at a fraction of the cost of real-time applications. The trade-off is lower urgency, which means persistence and follow-up become critical to performance. UCC leads are unique because they come from merchants who already secured funding previously. These business owners are experienced borrowers. They already understand MCA, repayment structures, and funding timelines. That changes the sales conversation dramatically. UCC leads work especially well for renewals, refinance offers, and additional capital positioning. Many successful shops combine UCC data with aged leads to create highly scalable outreach systems. Real-time applications and live transfers generally produce the highest close rates because the merchant is actively seeking funding right now. These leads are fresh, high intent, and highly actionable, but they are also expensive and limited in supply. Some real-time applications cost over $100 per lead, while live transfers can cost even more. The strongest operators use real-time applications strategically instead of relying on them exclusively. Speed matters enormously in MCA. Business owners move fast and competition is aggressive. Many successful funding companies attempt to contact real-time applications in less than 8 seconds. Delays reduce contact rates, weaken conversations, and allow competitors to intercept opportunities. If a shop cannot operate in true real time, many operators would be better off buying aged leads and focusing on disciplined outbound systems instead. One of the biggest hidden problems in MCA is deliverability. Good leads are worthless if the merchant never sees the outreach. Shops constantly struggle with spam likely caller ID reputation issues, blocked SMS campaigns, and junk folder email delivery. The strongest MCA operators maintain clean DIDs, register properly for A2P and 10DLC, monitor email domain reputation, and actively manage outbound infrastructure. Technology is no longer optional in this industry. Different lead types require different scripts. A real-time application requires urgency and same call closing strategy. UCC leads require relationship building and positioning around additional capital. Aged leads require reactivation scripting. Data leads require strong cold call frameworks. Too many MCA shops use the same script for every lead type, even though each merchant is at a completely different stage in the funding process. Most MCA deals are not closed on the first call. Follow-up is where many funding companies either win or fail. The best operators use structured multi-touch follow-up systems that include calls, SMS, and email across multiple days and weeks. Consistency creates conversations, and conversations create deals. Many merchants simply are not ready during the first interaction but become fundable later through disciplined persistence. One of the biggest mistakes in MCA is focusing only on cost per lead instead of cost per deal. Cheap leads are useless if they never fund. Expensive leads are worthless if they cannot scale profitably. Winning MCA operators focus on approval rates, close rates, funded deals, and long-term pipeline consistency. The real goal is balanced economics between quality, scale, and operational efficiency. The strongest MCA shops in 2026 are building blended systems. They use data leads for outbound scale, aged leads for cost efficiency, UCC leads for experienced borrowers, and real-time applications for immediate revenue opportunities. They combine those lead sources with strong scripting, aggressive follow-up, and modern deliverability infrastructure. The result is stronger ROI, more approvals, and more predictable deal flow. Merchant cash advance lead generation is no longer just about buying leads. It is about building a complete acquisition system around process, scripting, speed, technology, and follow-up. The companies winning in 2026 are not guessing. They are building disciplined systems that consistently create conversations and convert merchants into funded deals. That is how modern MCA shops scale.